Yeah, 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 yeah. You see it. You see it. Now, I'd be lying if my fault about the camera movement. I'd be lying if I told you this joint went in with ease, because it didn't. Um, as you know, I got this car from an auction. So it had a fair amount of issues with it. So the kit gave you everything you need to put it in. I mean, the kit was good, and it showed you how to do it. You can go on YouTube, look it up. Um, so that was cool. I had no issues with that. The issue I did have was that you could say there were minor issues. I only had one issue with the kit. Other than that, the kit was good. See, I broke a tab off in here. One issue I had with the kit was it's a little tab behind this screw right here that was a little too high. So I had to grind it down just a little bit because it made it a hump. It made it like a hump, and I couldn't get the radio in. So that was the only issue I had with the kit. And that wasn't really an issue. You just got to grind that tab down so it's flat, so it's flush. So you can slide the radio in. So it was an issue, but it was really a non-issue because it was so easily fixed. So other than that, everything went in just like they said it was supposed to go in. So as you can see, this is how far I got. Now the issue I had with the car, the only issue I had was with the car. Again, I could not figure out why my radio wouldn't come on. So at first I thought the radio itself was broke. This is a brand new Kenwood radio, got off of Amazon. Mid-grade, you know what I mean? Nothing crazy, nothing fancy. But I'm like, yo, this joint, they must have sold me a dub because it wasn't coming on. So, man, dude, I worked on this all night trying to get this to come on. The issue was I was getting key on power, but I wasn't getting constant power. So I couldn't figure out why I wasn't getting that. Sorry about that. The fumes from that plastic got me like fucking my fault. It's a little thick. But so I couldn't figure out why I wasn't getting freaking power to the radio. So I thought the radio was a dud. So what I did was I had alligator clips. I went over to the battery and I checked the battery. I hooked it up to the battery with just some alligator clips. Power's on. So I'm like, okay, it's not the radio. I checked the fuse in the back of the radio. Wasn't the radio. So now I go to the fuse on the side panel here. As you can see, I don't know, it's a little dark. So I go on that fuse, and the fuse is all right. But also, I found like two other fuses in there that were blown. So, no, one fuse in here that was blown and one fuse under the hood that was blown. So that's a good thing. I found them fuses. Again, this is an old car, so they might have just blew, and they just kept driving the car like nothing's wrong, so they just kept driving it. So I'm under here with my multimeter and everything. I'm getting it in, you know what I mean? I'm getting it in with my multimeter trying to figure out why I'm not getting power. So I'm going to forums and I'm tracing the wires, and like, dude, I find it hard to believe that a wire will be messed up or pinched or whatever underneath the dash. I can see anywhere else, but underneath the dash is usually whatever's underneath the dash stays underneath the dash. You know what I mean? It's rarely an issue wrong with it. So needless to say, I'm doing all that. So I finally go back and I look at the fuse panel. And I'm like, something gotta be going on here. So when I originally looked at the fuse panel, as you can see, number 9 says radio. So I'm like, all right, bet. Let me check that one. So that's the one I checked. But it's actually 2 radios. Number 30 is also a radio. Now I didn't pick that up. I don't know why I didn't pick that up that night, but I didn't pick it up. So I'm looking, and I even get me a not a jumper cable, but a fuse to make an additional fuse. You know, let me put it in the hot side, one of these joints. You know what I mean? A double fuse. Let me put it, give me a one that stay hot. You know what I mean? And wire it underneath the dash so that I got constant power. So that went on. I got it all ready to go. And then something told me to look at this one more time. So that's what I did. I looked at it one more time, and then I realized that joint say another radio, number fuse 30. So I'm like, all right, bet. I don't know why I didn't see that at the first time. So I went under there, and I'm like, all right, bet, number 30. Now I'm looking for number 30. I don't see number 30. I'm like, wait. There's no fuse in there at all. Needless to say, as soon as I put a fuse in there, my fault, my finger, y'all. As soon as I put a fuse in there, boom, I got constant power. So there's nothing wrong with the wiring. So here you have it. Let me turn it on. And I should have known something was wrong because the old radio wouldn't hold memory. And I kept looking up, like, why this radio is not holding memory. It wouldn't hold memory. And I kept looking it up. Come to find out it wasn't holding memory because the constant. You always got to have a constant. That's going to hold your memory on your radio. If your memory on your radio keeps messing up, or you got to reset that joint, that means you're not holding constant. So, needless to say, once I put that fuse back in, boom. Oh, yeah, my double din is in. So I got that.
Hey, in South Carolina, Republic.
I don't want to go too far because I don't want to get no copyright, whatever. So, yeah, man. Yeah, so that's what happened there. So, everything panned out cool. I didn't have to put no extra wires or whatever. Run no extra wires. Everything cool. I got my USB. You know what I mean? Somebody want to hook a USB, and I got my microphone, which I think I'm going to hook somewhere up in this pillar, maybe, or somewhere up here. Maybe run it up the pillar and then run it and clip it right there. But yeah, man, I'm happy. I'm happy with it, man. I'm happy with it. It definitely came out all right, man. It definitely looked good. Let me walk you over and show you what I did with the lower panel. As you can see, the lower panel. I used my Dremel like they specify. I cut it out the best of my ability. It looked good. It ain't as clean as, but you're not even gonna know because that's the piece that go right over top. Go right over top just like that. So let me flip it around and show you how it's gonna be. So bam, that's how it's gonna be. The double din or whatever in here, and then the vents right down there. So I got the epoxy. I'm gonna set that tonight. You know what I mean? And then it should be hardened by tomorrow. My fault, y'all, for the camera work. But yeah, man, I'm proud of myself, man. You know what I mean? Again, sometimes you just psych yourself out more than is needed. And then before you know it, man, that joint go right in. Now, I'm not going to say this was cake because it took me a long time to track down that fuse. Again, this is not what I do, so I'm still learning. Definitely a lot of learning left. Also, I got me a new alternator. It finally came. So I'm excited about putting that in, and I'm going to get a new belt. So what concerns me was the fuses that was blown. That concerned me a little bit. But there was some other fuses that were not in here. I tried to replace the trunk light. That didn't come on. And the hood bulb, that didn't come on. And I'm starting to think that's probably why, because there's a couple of these fuses that's not here. Now, why they not here, I don't know. Did they take them out? I don't know. We shall see. I'm going to just keep an eye on it because, like I said, there was a fuse that was blown on the driver's side, and it was a fuse that was blown under the hood. Something to do with the AC. Let me see real quick. Let me show you real quick. There was a couple of fuses that wasn't in there, like the hazard lights that wasn't in there. There was a couple of fuses that weren't in there. I still got to open the door and really go through them fuses, make sure they cool. But there you have it. All right. That's something light, man. I feel like I really did something. Like I said, I'm going to end up mounting it tonight with the epoxy. They even give you epoxy here. Where's that? Just the epoxy. They even give you the epoxy right here. 5-minute epoxy. So I'm going to do that. I'm going to mount it up, clamp it, do a couple sides, clamp it, and then do the other side. Again, the other side don't have to be pretty because, like they say, ain't nobody going to see that, the other side of the dash.
What I got, this is another day.
But there you have it,
I finished this the other day. I didn't
like
really get a chance to film it.
But I finished this the other day, and I want to make sure I got a video. Excuse the glare. I got the garage door open. I should have shut it. But this is what we have, y'all. I'm happy with it. I'm happy the way it looked. I'm happy the way it turned out. Well, a little here and there, be honest with you. I should have grinded it down a little smoother. As you can see, the epoxy came out. I didn't realize that it had to be as deep. So it does look flush here. It looks flush here. It looks flush here. But obviously, like right here, it's not sinking in the way it should have sunk in, because I still have a gap here on the edges. And I feel like this could be pushed forward a little bit to make it look a little cleaner. So I'm happy that I did it by myself, but I'm not really too hype about the finishing. I still have to get the Caprice badge to go right here. That's why you see the holes right here. So it's in there. Now, I'm sorry about that with the camera. I did not hook up all the auxiliary jacks and all that, because I don't plan to be putting a system in this right now. Let me show you what it looked like it on. As you can see, I really couldn't figure out why this wasn't working. Hold on for a second. Let me mute this real quick, because I don't want to get a copyright joint. So this what it looked like is on. You know what I mean? I didn't get a chance to program the stations. I didn't get a chance to really program the stations, but this is how she looks so far. I like it. It definitely looked better than the original setup. If you go back to my at the beginning of the video, I show you the original setup. I really didn't like the original setup, be honest with you. I didn't really like the way that it looked, but this setup I really do like it, with the double din at the top and the AC controls at the bottom. I like this. Again, I feel like I could have did a little bit better. But you know, I'm learning. Later on down the road, I might just see if I can find another one of these. I know they're expensive, and just do it all over and see if I can just get the bezel and not the whole shebang. See what they say about that. But all in all, I like it, man. I think it came out nice. Like I said, I still got to set it up, but you know, she definitely came out nice, man. But I just want to let y'all know, see what I got, man.